this side still needs to come in because you can see where a little bit of my pencil mark, bring it in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get a couple of these little flakes taken out on the flat side. Try to get this side more down, then go back to flaking that high side. All right, now I'll braid and see what happens. If you're wondering why I don't wear a mask, I don't a lot of times, but when I'm braiding especially, or I blow over it a little bit because that drives some of the silica away from you. And then I use a smaller billet because these flakes are not, this one only has to clean that up if I can hit it. Which it did. This one the same. This one sometimes I'll go back and use a fine abrader on it just to get it, to clean it up even more, where it'll that did. Come up here. This one, start up here first. I don't want these to fail because I don't want to make another pass and make it a narrower point. Now there's a lot of different ways of doing this. Some have a pad on their knee and they flake it, and I'm a freehand napper pretty much, so I miss a lot more at times, but I'd rather miss than get too big a flake. That one was big enough. And if I miss, I like to, you should reset bring it up and stop it. And focus on that little bitty platform. That one is so little, you can see right there. Okay, so I took those out, and that'll kind of try to clean that up a little better. We'll look at the other side. Actually, these may be ishy. Pressure flaking them. Looks like it. Okay, so this up here, these are not the way I want them, but I can clean this side up once and see how it looks on this side. Go in there and get rid of all them low spots. So I still have to flake some in through there. You can see they need, and they may not be till practically down to the finish point. Keep trying to keep that a straight line. This side here is where I had my problem, so I'm a little bit, have a little less room to work with because I already used up my Just go along there and look at anything that you don't want to hit, because with a billet, that accuracy is not always right on target. Basically just flakes here and there a little bit. Okay, I got to do some more isolations and more. Then I might want to do some pressure flaking with the issue. This is mostly just finishing cleanup work on this point is what it amounts to, and you can see where it's a flake here and there. These here, I need to I just flip from one side to the other. You can see it's not hard to follow. Okay, now I'm going to pressure flake some of these here, get it cleaned up a little closer to the finished side. Then I still have to do billet work here. Okay, get my issue stick. Actually, not my pressure flaker, it's just if I have a loose flake out there that I want to remove, I use it a lot of times. And this side of it is, and I used this mainly just to make it look like a percussion scar in between percussion scars so that it resembles the flaking pattern. Okay, we'll start with a couple up here. It's all just now, it's to straighten up the blade more than anything on this side. And sometimes in order for these to match, you can only take one here. I need to take one there, but I want to take that one before I do. So it's all about matching them up, or at least get them to look where they're this is a tough one here, kind of a and this is another one. You can build them or pressure them. That went into there. And they basically look close to a billet plate. What do I do? That just matched up into that line. Side looks pretty good. This side has still got the bulge, so I'll try to. Now, I remember when I talked about not taking this flake, I took that out, and now I can take this flake. Okay, now I gotta reset some of these and maybe take a couple of whacks at those. Okay, I got this side pretty well ready to flake some more along here. If you can see, there's a little bitty platforms, and up here it's just like a continuous thing. So these cannot be very big hits because they don't have to go very far either. So that side I got pretty well ready to flake the back side only. This side, I got a couple of big ones to take, and I'm still bald, so I may whack these here first. Let's see if I can get these here to line up properly. At least get one out of there so that I can bring the line in. And what I do is I just make sure that I have the areas I want to hit braided properly. This is like a little longer one. Okay, so I left that, so we got it. And this one I'm doing in the center so that I try to get it into there so we got that. Probably will bring it in there. Now I'll do this side over here. And I want to do some up here at this tip because this tip is pretty sensitive deal there because you can see I don't want to lose a lot because that's where I had my problem. I already used all my extra this flint has got real light heat and it's just a little harder to flake than if it were heated fully. These platforms, you can see up here how little I had to play with to hit. The platforms are real little. That was a good one in there, and I don't want to hit that because I got a lip here, so if I do, I hit it from that. So anyhow, go down here, got another one. This is a tough one yet. I'm just going to go down the line and hit this one right in there. Yeah. Light hit. That was a bad hit. So what happens, you pull, when you're flaking freehand, you aim here, a lot of times you'll hit just a fraction to the other side. And that's what that hit. It also, but it did go some partially, so I need to isolate and touch up and make. Okay, I want to show you what I got a little flake there. It comes into here, I think, and I'd like for it to come all the way into there. So this is just the thing you just with a nail. And you don't have, and it's since it's loose here, it isn't going to push it, make it take a dip out. And it also did not do what I wanted it to do, but that's okay. We still have this one, we got all. So I'm going to set them all up again and redo them. This area has a lot of little crystals, and you see, and they're very unhandy, and that's why that flake did not go. It had those crystals. So that's why the flakes stall. They might go beyond the crystal, but you do not have enough drive in them to go all the way across. Okay, that's getting it down there, and there's a couple here that are real critical hits with this crystal. So I'm going to try to get this off and this, because there's the one that I had a light hit. So we'll try to do it right this time. There's one. more concentration. Okay, I'm going over here on the other side. There's a couple there I want to hit. That one there isn't going to run off. And it won't come off without me going back over there. So I'll do a couple of these, or try to. Come over here and go back to that same one. This is a tough one because I cannot overhit that. There it is. Man, I'm glad I did get it right. Look at all the little crystals. Okay, now it takes some touch up, and we're just about getting into the last finishing stage here. When I make sure I have a decent pattern on all of them. Okay, see this in here. I'd like to have a flake coming in there and a flake coming in here. And I'll mark them. Now I don't know that this will, because I don't have much to rely on to get the platforms to run that far. So, but we'll try it. So we'll use the Ishi stick. The first one I'll do is this one. Then try that. I braided it. It's all ready to go. That did somewhat. So this is going to be a hard push because it flattens out up here. So this may not even. It did pretty much went up there and peeled out, but pretty good. All right, now the rest of this thing is just and I'll show you. So we have a straight line. I need to get one here, and these here, match these up into here a little bit. That's about it on that left side, and then the other side will be the same. And you practically have to braid them a little bit to get them to have any kind of force to pop loose.